Deep in the South, in the small town of Montrose, Mississippi, there's a car that seems a little out of place. Next to the fields and tractors is a pole barn where you'll find a car that's always been ahead of its time.
This car does not have the Flux capacitor.
It may not have the Flux capacitor or even travel through time.
Well, it's a DeLorean.
But it certainly turns heads when you see it, and every time Johnny Stringer takes it out, he's always attracted a crowd.
My son wanted me to get a Corvette, and I told him, I said, I've had a Corvette. And so one day at lunch, he carried the DeLorean to a restaurant there in Jackson, Mississippi, and of course, when he had another person with him, they got out, and both doors fly up at the same time. Then people start running out of the restaurant with their cameras and taking pictures, and he decided that this was better than the Corvette.
What most people don't know is that this 1981 DeLorean is actually somewhat of a new car.
The company went in bankruptcy. I guess in 1983 was the last year they made the DeLorean. And some people from Houston, Texas bought all the inventory and shipped it to Houston. And about 4 years ago, he was selling these parts. And a lot of the parts he just wasn't selling. And so about 4 years ago, he started building new DeLoreans from brand new parts that were made in 1981 through 1983. And the stainless steel you see on this car was made in 1981, but never had been used. And it has a new motor that was made in 1981.
The DeLorean Motor Company is alive and well in Texas and still cranking out cars with the new parts that were made in the early 80s, but there is a process to get one of these classic but brand new DeLoreans.
It has a new frame that was made in 1981 but never had been used. The fiberglass shell is the only part of the donor car that's original in 1981 that actually has been on the road. It's been used. They refurbished that. They don't have matching numbers like they do on 57 Chevrolet or 66 Malibu or something like that. You don't have matching numbers on the DeLorean. So it is a DeLorean antique car. Parts were made in 1981. The tail lights, everything was made in 1981.
And of course, if you can't get enough of Back to the Future, the DeLorean Motor Company's California affiliate can customize it to look exactly like the movie car, but for a price.
I think it's a $40,000 option that you can get like on Back to the Future with all the, I guess the rockets or whatever it is all over the side of the car and on the back. But I chose not to take that option.
Johnny decided not to drop the extra cash and stay with the original, and judging by the looks and comments, he really didn't need to.
People pull up alongside of you and race their engine and want you to, I guess, race. And of course, people at a red light, they've got to ask you about it, or you pull into a service station or a gas station, people usually walk around and, want to know where you bought it. It's a lot of fun.